Doesn't help that I'm on mute. God damn, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Why? Got a couple special people in the building. Look here, guys. You know what I like to do on Wednesdays? Debriefing. Hump Day Shenanigans. Well, we had a banger last Wednesday. So with that being said, I thought I need to bring some help, some reinforcements. I need some explanations on some of these comments that was made on last Wednesday. One of them is in the back. Now, this young lady in the back, hopefully she allows us to talk. But we definitely gonna make sure we give the floor so she can talk. Because that's what we do here in the basement. Let me welcome Miss Di. How you doing, Miss Di? You good? You good on are you good on a Turkey Day Eve?
I am good this week. Blessed and highly favored, as always.
Shout out to you being blessed and highly favored. I know that's right. But you're not alone. We have another guest who was on that show at the same time when a lot of windmilling was going on. But we're going to bring his brother up. My brother Fizz. Short King from the shop. What's going on, big brother? You good this evening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you feeling, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. I said she's gonna allow me to get the opportunity to talk. I'm blessed and highly favored, Di.
What's good, Di?
Hey, Biz.
We got one more guest coming. Hopefully she shows up real soon. Maybe she's on Central Time, so she made her think it was 6:30 her time. But we're gonna show her some grace and a lot of love and forgiveness when she does get here. But guys, y'all both new to the basement. It's only fair for me to ask the question. I'm gonna start off with you now. I'm scared to ask this question because I'm afraid what your answer's gonna be, but I'm interested at the same time for some reason. Di, what is your guilty pleasure song? What is that song you like to listen to? You would turn up on the radio if you heard it, but if your friends heard you listen to, they probably look at you 10 karat crazy. What would that song be for you? A song, it could be more than one, and if you like to, you can sing it for us.
Guilty pleasure song. Do it matter what genre?
No.
Oh, okay. My guilty pleasure song. I feel like I have a guilty pleasure genre. A lot of people, my friends, they don't like to hear the soft stuff, but Still Your Best by Giveon.
I don't know who that is. You might explain.
He's an R&B singer. He got a deep voice like you, super deep.
Okay.
And he sings like a lot of R&B songs. And Still Your Best, I like it because it's not your typical R&B song. It's very slow, it's very mellow, but it makes me feel like when I'm going through like a breakup or just upset about like when I have to leave a guy, to do what's best for me, it reminds me like I'm still the shit. Like, like I'm still who I am, regardless of how other people move.
Okay, now I can't relate to that part about leaving a guy because I never left a guy. But shout out to you, Di, for going through them situations and that song bringing you through the other end. Right on, Viz. What is your guilty pleasure songs, my brother?
Oh man, yeah. So I'm a young man, but I've always had an old soul. So
okay.
One of my guilty pleasures songs is "Sweet Love," Anita Baker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, look, nobody gonna look at you crazy when you listen to Anita Baker. Now, they not gonna give you the side eye.
Oh yeah,
Anita Baker's a classic, right? She's an old school, semi deep voice type woman with a great sound to her and a lot of great songs. Yeah. Some of these women in 2024 can learn something from Anita Baker's song. We might need to play it on a loudspeaker somewhere. You know what I'm saying, Viz? But yeah, true. I appreciate that. I like some Anita Baker. I like some. Matter of fact, he's deceased now, but my father-in-law, he's an Anita Baker guy. He was a fan of Anita. He had a love jump for Anita Baker. Don't tell nobody. I told you.
Sorry for your loss, by the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
But I do like to balance it out, with some hood.
Okay.
You might have heard of them, but it's a group called Dirty. The Dirty Boys. I can't. I think they from Atlanta. They from the South, but
Okay.
they got a song called "Hit the Flow."
You got me there. You got me. I never heard. I never heard of them.
Yeah, there's some South.
So I guess since everybody's sharing their guilty pleasure, it's only for me to share mine. So I'm a little older, Viz, as you all know. I say it all the time. I'm old here. But my guilty pleasure song is "New Kids on the Block." That's my guilty pleasure song. Please Don't Go, Girl. I will sing it, but it doesn't sound too well, as y'all have experienced it on the show the other day.
Look, y'all were talking about that. It's that Dina Howard, them songs that surround that. I'ma be a freak until the day, until the
dawn. Now, I ain't gonna front. I had some long nights with Adina. Because that song was she in that video. God damn. Then when she had that song called T-shirt with my panties on, and you could just imagine your woman with no bra on, a T-shirt with
Wait,
just
that was
a nice
Adina Howard?
Yeah, she had a song called T-shirts with my panties on.
I know that song. I never knew that was her though.
How did I know you knew that song? God damn, Doc.
Where I grew up.
Now, don't let my audience know about all the ratchet side of you now. Don't do that. Let them see that ladylike side of you. We don't show them that just yet. They're gonna see it on the video we're gonna review. Because you was on some crazy stuff, Doc. At first you was with us. Then you slowly migrated and started doing crazy. I said, oh Lord. I thought we had down the right path. You know, like alcoholic. Sometimes they fall off the wagon, so you got to show them some grace, right? Say that's okay. You just get back on the wagon. And you start your 90 days or your 30 days over, and we gonna help you out. So I feel like that's what happened with Di the other day because she came up there. She said these heifers, and then it was all good. It was all good.
Started
and
off
she
strong.
fell off the wagon on us. Yeah. I'm like, what happened? Poor child.
I don't know how.
Let's get to this video.
Y'all gonna have to call me out.
Oh, we gonna see it in this video. This video gonna show. We got video evidence. It's gonna show what happened. You falling off the wagon. We gonna see it. But without further ado, let's get to the video. Ain't no need of delaying it any longer. Let's go to beautiful beam footage. Let's go. And we got to start right here because I know y'all remember the first conversation. And the video was about that lady that was talking about her husband is a simp. I'm like, God damn, a simp?
It's a cold world out here.
Man, Vince, it's rough. But see, when that video was up, Dad was with us.
Yeah.
But later on down the show is when she started to fall off on us.
That's because y'all was trying to get them to be the same woman with the same intentions. With the same intentions. They might have dealt with the same pain, but those were two different women with two different intentions.
See,
No. Don't change it up now.
I'm not changing.
Look, let's go to the proof. We ain't got to keep saying, let's go to the proof. Let's play it.
Early, right, Viz?
We can't hear it, Hank.
He was a simp, and I seen an opportunity, and I took it.
Well, I'm saying, what his qualities was?
I mean, for one, he accepted the fact that I have 3 kids.
So you got 3 kids too?
I have 3 children.
And the niggas supposed to come with the bag?
They supposed to come, and that's why you have to have a bag.
Yeah.
Like you got to take care of the kids.
So.
Hey guys, anytime y'all want me to pause it, let me know, and we'll stop and we'll have the conversation. Oh shoot! What? Dad, you taking notes?
Yeah, because I gotta remember what she said.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's take some notes so we all will be on the same page. Let's go.
Like you automatically get these responsibilities.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I'm not playing.
How many niggas doing this?
I have between 2 or 3.
I'm saying, how many have you ran into in life?
Okay, so let's say I run into 100 dudes. Probably about 4 of them.
Yeah, that's about the odds.
Probably
I fuck with
about,
that. Now you.
probably about
That
4
about
of
that
them.
about the odds. All right.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
the
yeah. No,
number.
so that kind of sound like you are delusional. You just catching just a sucker born every day.
Basically.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. A nigga that's so you ain't never caught no nigga that's worth something doing that though. Am I kidding?
I probably have one. See, the way this game works is you have to get with a man who ain't used to dating back.
Would you rather have fake love that's beneficial or real love that's a liability?
Fake love that's beneficial. I'm not about to struggle with nobody.
That's cold. You have fake love. Would you rather have fake love that's an asset or real love that's a liability?
Give me the asset.
Damn, that's cold. You know everybody probably think like that.
I'm sure they do. Especially women. We don't care.
So you can know the nigga faking out.
Yeah.
Instead of having a liability, nah, that's cold.
I don't.
What you think, Sha? What you think? Fake me out.
I ain't no believer in struggle love, baby. We too grown for that. I ain't no believer in struggle love.
What that mean? What struggle love?
Struggle love. We ain't finna be out here broke together. Can't get bills paid. You can't whine and dine me. I'm not doing that.
Damn. So you think that's a nigga? So what we gonna get? All right, if we weren't struggling, me and you in a relationship right now, what I get?
You gonna get my time, my attention, my support, good sex.
And that's worth what?
That's worth everything. That's worth you.
Who said that?
A lot going on in that clip. I've seen some unrealistic expectations. I've seen people praying on people actually marrying them. That's trying to trip out to go all the way as far as with marriage just for the benefit and not to be able to reciprocate something in return. It's kind of reminded me of some of the relationships that I see out here in real life, man. A lot of people are marrying for all the wrong reasons. Then you also have people that are dating people for a purpose, but a benefit purpose. What do you guys thoughts, man? Let me go ahead and get some folks in there. I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Miss Aisha. Heavily opinionated. Ish.
I think that relationships are give and take. So when you're in a relationship, you're always in the relationship because that person is giving you something and you're giving them something. However, I do understand Super Girl's point. I mean, she's seen the sucker and she licked it. I mean, I feel like circumstances have created a different type of women. And these are women, they value material assets over love, over the family unit. Material to them is stability, and stability is, way more important than to be in love with someone and be broke. So.
All right, we're going to get Clout Jones in there, man. What are your thoughts about this whole situation, man?
It is a perfect example of why. Yeah, I think her attitude is a perfect example of why men are, stepping away from relationships and why men are at the point where they're saying, there's no real, they're stepping away from marriage, they're stepping away from relationships. They're not wanting to invest money. They're not wanting to wine and dine. They're not wanting to take out on dates. And because I think a lot of men are under the impression that women are in business and that love is it's not a real thing anymore. It's, women don't want it. So, but when men are feeling like love is a finesse, so, why fall in love if women are in business? It doesn't make sense. We're not on the same playing field.
All right, go ahead, Miss Brittany.
So I love love. I love the idea of partnership, being there for one another, serving one another, pleasing one another, all of that. But at the same time, I don't love that enough to just have that. Like, you gotta be an asset. You can't, okay, let me rephrase. You can't be a liability. You can't have all the right things to say, but yet you're coming with like a lack of income, a lack of vision, a lack of leadership skills. Like, you gotta come with everything else that I value. So it's not just about the sappy love stuff. It's about how good of a partner will you be.
Okay, go ahead, Viz. You go ahead.
So
Go ahead, Viz.
yeah. So Brittany, you saying that you agree with it? Because that's kind of what it just sounded like.
No, because if I did, I would have been married a bunch of times to a bunch of different people, because I meet a lot of guys who are willing and ready to do certain things. No, I don't take advantage of men just for, I don't take advantage of men. She's taking advantage of a man. She doesn't love him. You know what I mean? She just is there to benefit from whatever it is that she's benefiting from.
So
Hey,
one of the things that I pointed out was definitely the financial status. Of course, nobody wants to.
What's up, Viz?
yeah, so Di, with you being the only female on the panel, what I don't know. I can only assume now that the definition of love has changed, because that's damn near what it seems like now.
Mhm.
Just from all of the responses that we heard, even though everyone, and I understand the aspect of a man being able to financially provide and not having to go through struggle love, but is it now so that we've redefined what love is? Because is I understand the struggle love part, but I feel like with the way that life happens, there's going to be moments where it's tough. You know, we experience life in seasons. So we're going to experience the fall. We're going to experience the winter. We're going to experience sunny days. We're going to experience rainy days. Are those rainy days now so intensified or focused on now that it has shifted the definition of what love is?
Um, I honestly think that the definition of love has changed for men and women, to be honest. I do think that people get made fun of for being in a certain position at a certain age and stuff like that. So at a certain age, I think we just as a culture start lacking empathy when it comes to dating, because they want to have certain things in order to be, looked at a certain way, to not be talked about, to not be judged. So right now, when it comes to men and women, I think men, I was watching a podcaster and he said, the last person I loved was in high school. That was my first love. After that heartbreak, I was smart about who I date. I can like you a lot, but if you don't make sense for my lifestyle, right, then I won't choose you no matter how much I love you, right? And I
But
think women are now.
he still that was a man that said that, or a female?
hmm That was a man, because he
But
was
he's
when he said that, he said, "Do you
he
come
was still
into?"
dating them.
He said that he can love a person all they want, but if they don't feel the gaps in his life that need to be filled, he's not gonna pick her. And I think women, after a certain age, they forget who they are as women, their role as women, their purpose as women, and they tend to think that, okay, I can start dating based on I could start dating based on the checklist, or I could start dating just to make sure that I'm not being talked about, right? Some people would fake the funk all the way into marriage. And once they get into marriage, now they want to deal with problems. Now you got something to say. Now you want to lay these issues out. And because you're married, they expect it to be fixed like that. Like, oh, since we're married, you're going to change immediately. You know what I'm saying?
I,
And
I have to give a little pushback on the faking the funk part. So I hear that a lot with men and women as far as with the failures of relationships. But it, to me, it doesn't make sense that a person would go 1 to 3 years of carrying on this facade, and then something happens to where they changed. And it was like, did they really change, or is it now that they're fed up with complaining about whatever it is that they've been complaining about, and they see that you're not going to change. So now, since you're not changing, then it's like, well, shit, fuck it, I'm a not do what I've been doing. Like that, the whole he changed when we had a baby. He changed once we got married. Like that to me, it just seems like it's far-fetched. Like it had to been some type of miscommunication going on between day one up until that period, to where something happened, and now we or just that person is looking at it and seeing it now from that perspective.
I understand what you're saying, but you got to think about it. Remember, I said this is when they're married, right? They get into the marriage and just expecting a change to happen so quickly. And they wasn't like, I think a lot of women after a certain age, they don't want to tell you what they feel wrong. They don't want to express themselves about the things you do that might make them emotional, because they're trying so hard to be wifed, right? They're trying so hard to gain that title. They don't want to seem like a problem. They don't want to show their trauma, because sometimes if men see your trauma, if they don't understand why it's showing, they might think it's an attack on them, if that make any sense. Same thing with a man having a baby and being married. If a man is not in a position to take care of his family the way he wants to, if a baby comes up in the middle of him trying to get that done, he can be a little more standoffish. He can show traits of, being stressed, traits of being insecure, far as like how he's going to take care of the kids. And then if a woman is not secure in who she is, she'll then begin to take that personal. You get what I'm saying? So now she like, he changed. But in reality, you don't know how insecurity look on a man. You don't know what it looks like for a man to be stressed. You don't know what it looks like for a man to just be in his head a lot, and him against himself type thing. And I feel like a lot of women take that personal. And I feel like the same thing with men. When I hear men talking about certain women, I do see the women like her that's like, damn, but then I see women who's just like really hurt, and I'm like, okay, I can identify when it's just hurt, and then it's just somebody that's just like, once she got married, because I guarantee you that lady, that
Well,
first
no,
lady,
she definitely got to be hurt in order to do that to somebody,
but she's so hurt
and
that
have no
she's not connected to her own feelings. You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
That's a big different type of damage, to the point where she's not even feeling no more. She's
Yeah,
detached
she
from
don't care.
everything, and that's a dangerous type of woman.
Yeah,
She
she
don't
does. She does seem like she's numb to the
care.
situation, and the reason why, because that one dude that she probably hold at a high regard hurt her heart. Broke her heart, let her down, or it just didn't work out. So she said, well, why should I put my all into the next man, and I could just, do what I need to do just to take care of myself. I'm not going to worry about trying to find this mythical love thing anymore, because it's not out there.
I'm gonna be
I
honest
don't
with you,
think she
Hank.
believes it's out there anymore. So I think she moves like, there's no such thing as love anymore.
It
She
don't seem
operates
like it's pain though.
on
I don't
what's
even want
that?
to give her that excuse. I don't even want to give her that excuse. A lot of the stuff she doing seems like learned behavior. Like
Well,
it
yeah,
don't.
yeah. Well, I'm sure. Look,
Yeah.
I'm sure she knew about it prior to getting hurt from that one man that did stick around for her. She was on some bullshit, and she was probably used to getting over on the man. a man just letting her get away with it and excusing her for some of the silly shit she did. But this dude stood on business and said, baby girl, this ain't how I roll. And if you're going to continue to do this, then I'll leave your ass. She probably called his bluff and he left her ass like he should have did. And so now she like, oh, shit. See, I did all this for man and he didn't stick around. Man, what was the shit you was doing to testing his metal? Why was you trying to test his metal and pushing the limits? Why was you trying to do that? So I don't know. But
if you know that she still didn't get what she...
I mean, I don't know. Did the basement change your mindset? Did you being in the basement change your mind? Because you wouldn't talk like it's last Wednesday now.
I think that when people ask me
you see what I'm talking about, Vince?
No, let me tell you, when people ask me questions, because I'm so long-winded, if I'm under pressure or if I feel like people waiting for a response, I don't know which way to go first, right? I don't know who to answer first. I let people talk before me. So with you and Viz just being here and with me having more time to talk, I could be more calm when I let out my answers and choose how I decide to deliver my message. Because I think if I deliver a message on the wrong question, then it's like, oh, you sticking up for this. And it's like, nah, I was kind of, I forgot to put this in my last explanation. I felt like it was important for me to say.
No, look, you take your time, but we want you just to be honest.
Oh, that's
what on the facade today, and all of a sudden, 2 hours from now, we get on the show tonight. If JR does a show tonight, all of a sudden you flipping again on us. See, now that's a problem.
I think y'all think I'm flipping when I defend a woman who might be saying the same things as another woman in a different way because I can see their intention. And like how I could see with the other girl, like how you was like, oh, she doing this because she hurt. Nah, that ain't one of them. And I'm gonna be honest, that ain't one of them. And I can see that. That's my gift. I know who I am as a woman. I know my job. I know my role. I know how I can feel somebody's anger. I can feel it. Okay, cool. I'm not going to give it back to you. I'm going to give love back to you to try to help you dissipate that anger. I know who I am as a woman. So when I see that she was kind of thrown into the conversation with women that I follow and women that I feel like on certain podcasts, they like, you need to know this and that. And I'm like, how she know so much about men? That's why her thoughts is much clearer. So when I seen y'all use like the doctor, for instance, I follow her. She speaks to hurt women, hurt men. I believe she's for love. I believe that she probably still on her own journey because every therapist needs a therapist. But from what I've heard her hold both sides accountable equally. I haven't seen her pick on men more than women when I've seen her podcast. So that's why I think men, when they tend to see women with that if we hold the same trauma, they think we're the same and we're going to deal with things the same and we're going to see things the same, but it's not like that.
Well, no, I think from the only time that I really became aware of her was on the Cam Newton interview. And I think that it was, for the most part, she holds both parties accountable. What the issue is, and call it an issue or not, but I think the issue or the deciding factor in it is that we see more so. We see in algorithms more so the clips of her coming at men more than her correcting women. So I think that's a problem, because even in that Cam Newton interview, we only saw what went viral was her checking him with having so many kids and creating broken homes and all that other shit. But the part that didn't go viral was her telling women to keep your legs closed and stop giving it up to any and everybody and all of that other shit. So I think that's a part of the problem, and I think that is dangerous as well for the community, for the culture, because now that's creating an animosity in men and women, but primarily in women against men, and then men being feeling some type of way because we're constantly getting bashed every time that we, open our phones or something. but it's
I think that
it's toxic on both ends. So
I was just finna say that. I couldn't stand Dr. Umar for a long period of time. Every time I seen him on my timeline, he was talking about women, only holding women accountable. Women, women, women. And that's why I said when you realize that sometimes a lot of the stuff you attract be within yourself. I know it's technology, but everything has energy. It's within yourself. So when I started changing what I wanted, and when I stopped liking stuff I disagree with and started liking things I agree with, I started seeing clips of him holding men accountable and actually talking to, and it seemed like he was very knowledgeable about women's emotions. And if you come across a toxic woman that you feel is a good woman, but she's just dealing with those emotions, how to deal with it. And I see him as a different person. And that's when I realized I had to stop judging people, because when it came down to Dr. Umar and her, I feel like they do that to our community on purpose. I feel like some of these pages that's made be fake pages, probably ran by white people, because they be going to the extent. And I think because we're free, we tend to
come on,
like
down.
discredit that. No, let me just finish.
Don't blame
Let me
white.
finish. I'm not just blaming them, but I'm saying this is certain things I've noticed. I've noticed that there'll be certain clips just discrediting people in our community that we should listen to, right? I feel like they do that on purpose when they, and not just white people, but black people too. If a black woman see Dr. Umar on a podcast and he says, he could have said a whole bunch of good stuff, but whatever, depending on where she's at, her mental, she might see what triggered her the most, decide to clip that and post it. Men
Yeah.
do the same thing to women. You go what I'm saying? They clip it and they post it, but we can't blame them for what other people are doing. We can't blame them for the algorithms. We have to like be in tune to be able to decipher
Why
where is
can't we
this person
blame them?
going? Who is that? And do your research. Like I heard, I
Oh,
saw a few of her
you said
podcasts
we can't.
before Cam Newton. So
You said we can't blame who?
we can't blame the algorithms for like on their on like we can't blame that contribute the act put what we see in algorithms on that person just because we saw one clip of something we disagree with or
Okay,
that we
all
might
right.
not have, you know what I'm saying, we can't. And I had to learn that, right? Like just because I disagree with Dr. Umar don't mean that I was right. You know what I'm saying? He could have been right with some of the stuff that I was disagreeing with. But now that I'm in a more healed space to understand that, when I listen to him, I also have to listen and remember he's not perfect. So sometimes in our Black community, when we're listening to people who's learning, who's growing, who's having a bit like us, able to articulate ourselves, once they see we do one thing wrong, now we're discreditable. We don't have any credibility anymore because we're human. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's too strict. Like I feel like some of the things that we talk about and the expectations we set on each other is very strict, especially thinking about where we're coming out of, where we coming from and where we're coming out of. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people not understanding, and I think a lot of women need to be really careful about trying to play this man game because it's bad out here. And
Hmm.
knowing our purpose, I feel like we bring love, we bring healing, we bring patience, we
Yeah, but
bring.
I think we have to be strict on that because the longer that we're not strict on it, the further away from it we get.
I think you're
So
too. I think we're too judgmental. I don't think we
we
have
need
enough
we
empathy.
need to
I
be
think a lot of
judgmental.
people try
We're
to.
the Black community arguably is at the bottom of the totem pole.
And I
So
think the reason why is because
we're not judgmental anymore.
no, I don't think that we're very judgmental. I think we judging the wrong stuff. But I think that the issue is we lack empathy. Everybody wants to discipline and do everything like their God. They want to bring the wrath of God. But Jesus was the example and he brought grace. And I do feel like, yes, with certain people, you're gonna have to set certain boundaries. But
But
I think
but
that
but Dallas,
I think that in order to hold people accountable, the right people accountable in a certain way, because I feel like when men hold somebody accountable, they see this one trait and they like, when I deal with this, when I see this trait, I'm gonna deal with it like that instantly. I'm gonna deal with it like that, not considering the person's intentions, background, or trauma. That
I,
can be
if
toxic. If you
if
have
that
empathy
person
but
first,
if that person is a threat, then I don't give a fuck what they've been through.
so
That's
he
like
is.
that's like me. That's like me encountering Jeffrey Dahmer, and and he say, "Oh, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z," and I'm like, "Look, man, I'm sorry what you went through when you was younger, bro. That don't have shit to do with me. I'm gonna take care of what I need to take care of in this moment. So, what you went through in your life, realistically in real life, it's irrelevant. That don't have shit to do with the community. Now, you going through the process and potentially becoming a better person, then yeah, okay, I can get that. But if you're doing something that's detrimental, that calls for you to be judged, then whatever you went through beforehand, that's irrelevant. No, that what
So
you
when I was speaking, I wasn't speaking to the extreme. Um, I was speaking more so like when I ask certain questions and speak out of turn and talk over y'all, sometimes I can come off a certain way. I could come off combative. Y'all done seen the comments, how they judge me, everything. It's not that. I just lack experience.
but no, you
That's a
can't.
good examples. So
But no, Dad, you can't say that. If you just acknowledged the very thing, because you're fully aware of everything that you do. So we can't say that you're ignorant to that. So you don't lack the experience. I think it's just more so the discipline of applying it. In that moment, I think one of your biggest gripes, and I think this is widely affected in the Black community, is that we acknowledge what our trauma is, and then we use that trauma as an excuse for the actions that we take and limiting us and becoming a better version of ourselves. So if we're aware of it and we still hold on to it, we still blame white people, we still do this, we still do that, we still blame everybody else except for making the better decision of owning up and ownership of, okay, I know I got this problem, so the next time that is presented, I'm gonna not do it, much rather than doing it and then saying, oh well, I did it because of X, Y, and Z. At that point, then that's, to me, that's when that's when I lose respect for a person, because it's it's you're intentionally doing it even though that that you're doing it, so now it's
I
like,
understand.
yeah.
I understand, and I feel like I understand where you're coming from, but it's not that. It's just once you realize that you've been doing something your whole life and now it's wrong, it takes time for that to change. I also adapt to my
Yeah,
environment.
that's fair.
On that podcast, often people tend to cut each other off to get their points across. After a certain point of me filled with so much passion, and I see that I'm gonna have to kind of take that spot, and everybody kind of arguing rules. Like now, I have to step in. Now I have to voice myself. And when I'm around that energy like that, so like different people, because I know who I am and I'm learning how to, I'm not like most women in this world. I feel like they purposely put out other people's emotions and they only want to focus on themselves, but that's not what we're here for. So when I'm on there and I'm feeling everybody else in the energy, I tend to get caught up in it because it's my first time really having that type of environment and discussion going on. And that's why I'm glad y'all brought me on here, because now you can see how I communicate when I'm communicating with people who communicate the same way as I do. And I don't cut them off on purpose, or it's the ego thing. I feel like I be filled with a lot of passion, and I do end up making that same mistake. Even when I dealt with certain partners, they will understand what they did wrong, but because they don't trust me or they fear me or they think I'm going to hurt them, they would tend to make the same mistake. And then they'll come back once I'm done with them and they're like, hey, I want to apologize for that, Joe. Like, you was really trying to, put me on and some shit. And it's like, yeah, it's cool. I'm not gonna do you like you. Like, I do believe in maintaining your character. I 100% agree when it comes to the Black community not taking responsibility for why we're in the place we're in now. I do feel like we have to stop making excuses. But I do know one thing I've known since slavery, the way we discipline each other is sometimes with a lack of empathy. And I think you have to be able to empathize with a person when you're bringing that accountability, when you're bringing that discipline. You have to have some, because if you're not tapping into their emotions, then
I, don't-
you,
I would
but
have
let
to
me, wait,
disagree with that,
wait, you
because
got to let me finish. I let you finish.
yeah,
But when you tapping into their emotions, you could kind of figure out why they're doing the things they're doing. I think that once I learned about trauma, my brother would begin to do the right things. But because he was in an environment of trauma where he would have to protect himself, he'll go backwards. Women do that with their feelings. So we can move forward, and I understand that I need to do this better. But if I'm not healed, because, and the reason why I'm saying this is because was it you who said it on the podcast? Like, we can't wait for everybody to get healed and start dating. Because if we wait for everybody to get healed and start dating, how will we heal? And I feel like God put men and women here together to do that for each other. So that's why I said empathy is necessary. So when you're giving these advice about the women with certain traits, you can be in a little bit more in depth on what her background might look like a bitch who don't care. Like when we went into detail about the girl, that me and Hank, and he was like, she probably did this and that. And I can explain and I can tell you why I agree with him. She didn't,
Why,
she seemed
but why,
emotionless.
but,
She
but
seemed
why would we show empathy for somebody that's doing that to another
no,
person?
but that's what I'm saying, not her. I wouldn't say show empathy for her because she don't even have empathy for herself. She didn't turn her own emotions off. So to get through to her, you might have to hurt her feelings to turn them emotions on back real quick and then start, you feel me, clocking her. But there's other women who already have their emotions open. They already have their trauma out. And when you see a woman like that and she's not turned off, then in order to get through to her, especially if she's defensive, you have to, if you want to be effective, right? Not just doing what you feel, but if you want to be effective, you have to make sure she's in a place to receive before you deliver. And if she's not, then she'll just come off combative.
So, Don, let me say this. I believe the black community is showing too much empathy. I believe us as a community, as a people, showing too much empathy. Half the shit would be going on if we showed so much empathy. I think we show too much forgiveness. We're too passive at times. And that's a problem. We allow shit to go on until it becomes a bigger problem. Then we want to try to go out and fix it. Well, no, you got to be proactive. You can't be reactive. Reactive, you playing behind the 8 ball. You're always playing from behind. We need to get in front of certain shit and address it and deal with it. So when we recognize a problem, we need to go ahead and address it and deal with it. If we see a problem that could be brewing up in the works, we shouldn't wait till the problem gets to the point of boiling over. No, you should address it when it was a molehill. Now it's a goddamn volcano. Now you want to try to address it? No, we can't do that. So I think we got too much empathy, and we need to shut that shit down. Bring shaming back. I'm all for it. I ain't got no problem with it. Let it be
I
known.
think
Facts.
I
But
agree with
so
you.
what?
I feel
Well,
like we had,
hold on, Dad,
oh,
hold
I'm
on.
sorry, Biz. Go ahead.
So I would agree with Hank. I would think inherently black people as a whole, even going back, hundreds of years, we have always been empathetic people. That's why we're literally in the situation we're in now. There was a story about when some Spaniards had came to Africa. One of the communities or tribes, they came to the tribe. The king was like, "Oh man, you're such and such of wherever in Africa," right? The Spaniard went back to Spain, told him what he saw there, came back, was like, "Man, we'll buy, let us buy some people." They bought some people, took them back, came back, and in prison, and then took the king. And the king then still forgave him. There was even the story of the white boy that had went and unalived all them people, the people at the church. At the at the at the trial, the family of the people that got deleted, they got up and forgave them. And they did an interview with on the it was a documentary,
I
and
seen it.
the first response officer on the scene, he was like, I would never forgive him for doing something like that. And he was white. But yet we as black people, we feel the need to forgive. The same with the white police officer that went into into the guy that she was dating house and killed him, deleted him in his crib. His family forgave her. And it's like, why the fuck are we forgiving these people for doing this? And that's the problem. But when it's us, when it's black on black, we don't forgive each other.
And that's
We
what I'm
ready,
speaking
we
on.
ready to lead each other. So it's I don't stand with that whole empathy shit. Because if you do something that takes you out of that realm, then you made that bed, you got to lie in that motherfucker. And
So,
whatever Jackie is on you is on you.
so
So
to
hold on,
agree with y'all,
before you go, because I know you're gonna go. Let me read this super chat. Shout out to Big Anna 11 with the $10 super chat. He's one of my biggest haters, but I got love for the brother. The brother served, even though he hates on me. But today he's not hating me. He's hating on Die. He said, "What up, he? Die lying like a mother, always making excuses for her action." Now I'm allow Die to answer this because she got the floor. Go ahead, Miss Di.
I guess he would have to know me, but I was the person who was definitely too hard on myself, and I had to learn how to give myself grace. And that's what I do. I understand myself and I give myself grace, and I try to just be the best version of myself. I can't just attack myself and feel like a badass person. I have to understand why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, apologize for how I make people feel, and then move forward. I just give myself grace. Oh, and
So
then
let
to
me
talk of the empathy thing.
okay.
I
Go
agree
ahead.
with y'all. I do feel like in our community right now we have empathy for the wrong people, and that goes back to conditioning. Back in the day, people would never have empathy for no drug dealers. People would never have no empathy for no stripper. People would never have empathy for no loud mouth. It was a way to deal with your trauma. But because
I don't
let
know
me
if I can
finish.
agree with that.
Let me finish. It was a way that you dealt with your trauma. Um, how
What
can we
and
get
what
to
and what do you
what
mean? What do you mean by that? You said that we didn't have empathy with the drug dealers and the strippers, but it was a
so for
way to deal with
instance,
the
when
trauma.
you look at the movies that have come out within the 90s, Menace to Society, Friday, you don't really see any parents other than what's his name? Other than the Ricky one, right? Because Ricky had a good daddy, right?
Boys in the Hood.
Yes, Boys in the Hood. That's what I'm thinking
No,
about. Boys in the Hood.
the grandparents they were good
But
in
let me
minister
finish. Let me
society.
finish. Let me finish. We The dad was on his ass. The dad was that was a good dad. But when you go and keep going into the movies, and you now we have Friday, right? The of evolution. Look at how his dad dealt with shit. Look
His
how his
daddy was
mom.
good.
But look how he dealt with shit.
It was a comedy.
But think about it. It got to the point where now people, these little boys
Oh
be
no,
late.
now you
Wait, let me
tripping,
finish, Viz.
man. You
Let me
tripping.
finish. Let me finish. Because you saying it's a comedy, but this shit get real deep because people be out here laughing at Debos. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to check them. People be out here laughing at the
No,
niggas that
that
get
the
let
pops told Craig to put the gun down and fight like a man.
but what about throughout the entire day? The other daddy was on his ass. You making sure you gonna do something throughout the day. You can't sit in this house and get a job. You gonna work out. Who is the friends you hanging out with? I don't want to see you with them. He was in more depth about what needed to change and how to make that change happen. That just taught him to the like you said, the biggest message he got in out of that entire movie from his dad was to fight and not shoot. That was the
No, hell
biggest.
no,
What
dog.
other
No,
message did he give? And to keep a job. And to
no.
keep a job. But what
Right, to
other?
keep a job, to move out of the crib, to
But
not
look
be
how he delivered
wasteful.
it. It was from a play. It
It
wasn't
was a
even.
comedy, dad. Come on, man.
But
Come on now.
listen, but Viz, people will bring that up, and that will have a bigger impact on especially '90s babies versus them boys in the hood. And
That was a
not only
2000
that,
movie.
huh?
That movie was in the 2000s.
You gonna make
Menace,
me think. You gonna make me feel like I'm dragging when if you just let me finish my explanations and
I'm just
if you would
correcting you.
just let
That's
me
all.
give my examples and then come through to my explanation, then it would make more sense. But you gonna make me get off topic.
Go ahead.
You feel me? But I do feel like I do feel like we have too much empathy for the wrong people. I do feel like, for instance, when I saw DDG and Holly get into it,
Well, no,
and
go
they
back to
made
the movies. You got to complete the thought at the movies, though. The movie examples. You got to complete that thought.
you
You
didn't
moved
took
on
me
to
to too
something
many
else.
places, so I'll come back
Oh,
to
come
that.
on. All right, so let me
But
finish
listen,
then.
but let me finish my thought. You gotta
Let
let
me.
me finish my thought about empathy, because the whole
You
point
could
was
have
the thought
changed
about
it.
empathy. But now you want to cut my thought off because you didn't agree with one part of my thought process. Let me finish my thought process, and then you can explain what
All
you
right, go ahead.
disagree with. Because
Go
that
ahead.
wasn't the movie wasn't the main point of my thought process. The main point was that damn, see you did it again, Biz. Okay, go ahead. See, y'all doing it to me now. Y'all say I do it to y'all, but I promise y'all I'll let y'all go all the way through. And lately, I mean today, y'all did it to me twice. As I'm telling something, you will hear something, you instantly disagree, and you like, come on, Dad. And it's like now you taking me out of my energy, and I have to put myself into the way
Right,
you
but
think
but
versus continuing my thought process and my point of view.
that's fair. But you're literally basing it off of something that's not true, though.
But that's what I'm saying. That's your opinion. And so I finished my thought process. I didn't even get a chance if to go to the other movies I had because you was just so caught up in one point and one statement I meant. But if I would
No,
have
it
been able
was
to give
three.
my
You
other
named three.
examples,
You named three movies where the protagonist, the main character, had extremely good, influential parents in their life. So in Minister Society, um, I forgot his name, but his parents weren't around, but he had his grandparents, and his
you mean
grandparents.
Boys to the Hood. That's the one I want to use. Boys
No,
to the Hood with his
no,
dad, not Minister Society, because I don't remember that movie. I only know Don't Be
right,
Minister. I don't know Minister
but you
Society.
use Minister Society. So
That's
that
why I tried to tell you I didn't mean Minister Society. When you said Boys in the Hood, I said that's the one I'm talking about. The one with Ricky. That's the movie. I never seen Minister Society.
right,
I
but
never seen
you said
Minister Society. But listen to what you just said. The protagonist in Boys in the Hood. Look who the protagonist is, right? He was in school. He was in college. He was doing for himself. Ricky and them, Ice Cube and them wasn't the protagonists. They wasn't the guys that we was, whoever the protagonist in the movie, that's who we begin to have
the
empathy for.
protagonist was Cuban Gooden Jr.
Yes, and not Ice Cube and them. But then you go to Friday, the protagonist is now Ice Cube. It's not the boy in school. It's not the boy that's trying to get it, get it to they started instantly changing the protagonists in our movies to make us empathize with their story more. Oh, this is what he must be going through. So we need to, I need to da, 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 da. But if we never seen it, imagine if they did Boys in the Hood from a Ricky point of view versus the Robert Downey Jr. That would have had a different
Cuban.
effect on the community, a completely different than what it originally did. But that's the reason why I
There,
said.
there are there are movies like that though.
But I'm saying when you look at it, look at the like super. I just do it. Well, you can't do it on your base, but I would have to do it on mine because I have most of the people that's a issue in our community on my page. But I'm gonna write a status and be like, what's the GOAT movies for y'all? Like, what's the movie that just do it for y'all in our community? I guarantee you it's gonna be stuff like that has the protagonist like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
For the people that's a problem, not
say
the
that one
people
more
that's
time.
like us, but the people that's contributing to these problems in our community. You know
But
what I'm saying?
that is going to be based off of your friends though.
No,
That
I don't have a lot of my friends on this new Facebook that I have is strictly social media. A lot of my friends and a lot of my homies, even people that I went to school with, and I purposely made my age lower so I can understand what this younger generation is thinking, how they're being affected. I wanted to change my algorithm so I could see what they're seeing and what could be influencing their thoughts and opinions and how they're dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to my page, you'll see that it's not my age on there. But I did that for like a social experiment. And that stuff is very, I think we discredit conditioning, not realizing that when certain issues come up in these movies, they're like, this how you should deal with it. Basically, this is how you should deal with it, and it's okay to deal with it like this, versus showing movies about how it was actually being dealt with back in the day that was positive. You know what I'm saying? Why is y'all steadily making movies about the toxic shit and not making movies about how to fix this shit? That's what I want to know because
because people don't
that's
want to fix it.
I don't
So
think we
so so Dad, we
go
didn't get
ahead.
all the way to the point how we talk about goddamn movies. Cisco and Ebert.
I told him he was taking me all over the place.
That might be too old for you guys. Cisco and Ebert, they used to be movie critics back in the days. But this is where we gone to with Die. I think we need to get back to this goddamn video. Let's get back to this video because that took us down to black exploitation movies.
That
and
wasn't me. If Biz would never question if he would never question the movie and cut me off, if Biz would never cut me off and questioned the movie and let me finish my thought process, he would have probably responded to my last point versus the movie. Guaranteed.
Well, Dad, you can't do that.
Y'all always blame it on me.
You can't do that, Dad. You can't do that.
Y'all always blame it on me. Because y'all say things and give examples all the time that I disagree with, but I respond to your point, not the examples you give all the time.
Yeah, I know. I feel your pain. Let's get back to this video, man.
Hey, damn, I forgot about it.
Be with somebody that's broke or don't know how to make money.
We love you, Dad.
So in that situation,
we can't hear it, ain't?
The amount of money that you expect from them to make.
I wouldn't be in love with them. I wouldn't even get there. I wouldn't go there. Like my mind would not allow
run
me
that shit back. Run that shit back.
Appreciate them for what they're good at. You know, I'll value them as a human being.
Jesus Christ! Did you hear what she said?
Man, you gotta run it back, Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasing one another, all of that. But at the same time, I don't love that enough to just have that. Like, you gotta be an asset. You can't, okay, let me rephrase. You can't be a liability. You can't have all the right things to say, but yet you're coming with like a lack of income, a lack of vision, a lack of leadership skills. Like, you gotta come with everything else that I value. So it's not just about the sappy love stuff. It's about how good of a partner will you be.
Go ahead, Biz. You go ahead.
So
go ahead, Biz.
Yeah. So Brittany, you
I think I went back too far. Hold on.
That you expect from them to make.
Yes, she could be chasing clout. She could be chasing like material things. I don't need
I think you just went back past it a little too much.
I just need to know that.
Hold on.
Yeah, try right there.
Well, that sounds just like what she was saying.
No, not necessarily.
You said what?
I think maybe go back one more time.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, my mind would not allow me to go there with that person. I would appreciate them for what they're doing.
One more time. She just said it.
Was definitely the financial status. Of course, nobody wants to be with somebody that's broke or don't know how to make money. So in that situation, let's say you come across someone that you're in love with, but they don't make the same amount. They don't make the amount of money that you expect from them to make.
I wouldn't be in love with them. I wouldn't even get there. I wouldn't go there. Like, my mind would not allow me to go there with that person. I would appreciate them for what they're good at. You know, I'll value them as a human being. You know what I mean? I'll support them. I'll cheer them on, but we're not going to be in a partnership.
Well, that sounds just like what she was saying, man.
No, not necessarily. If a person is, it depends. I don't.
It does though. Based on the example that you gave,
I don't need to have like material things. I just need to know that when we come together and it's time to, let's say we want to buy a house, I don't want to be the only person down on the loan because your credit messed up or you got too much debt or whatever the case may be. Like, I want it to be a partnership. I don't want to have to carry us. So it's definitely not the same. Like, I don't need that person's money, but I don't need them to bring me down either. I don't need
Damn, he gonna bring you down. I thought you loved him.
Love is about action, not just emotion. Which is why I would never allow myself to go there with the person. who doesn't align with like my expectation.
That's fair. I mean, we all have expectations. We all have wants and desires. But I think that is, I get it, but I think that is a dangerous narrative for us to push, especially online. We just saw a clip yesterday of a young lady that apparently was teaching women how to be trophy wives, and then she found out that her husband was essaying their children, and then she also admits that he SA'd her, earlier in their marriage. So it kind of seems like she's there for the same exact reason that this woman just said that she was there. And I think that even with men pointing that out, or even with men stepping up to do whatever to them, is difficult to protect someone that intentionally places themselves in harm's way.
Well, it sounds like
that whole narrative sounds like
she's superficial, right? I mean, she didn't mention anything about attraction or anything of that nature. She's just like, what's in it for me?
I mean, that's kind of what you. I think that is from.
No, because I'm bringing a lot. Well,
yeah, I mean, they like. So how is it that in that case, in that situation, how is it that doesn't correlate or sound like the same exact thing?
Well, if you notice on my answer, that's why I said it does. I couldn't tell the difference between their answers the ladies was giving compared to the woman that was sharing. The clip that we've seen. It was hard to tell the difference because the whole time, if a man is not where he needs to be at, it's a no-go. So if he's just making barely above what the average right now for a man is what, say 45 to 50,000, right? That's 50. So what if he only making 55 to 60,000? That's still not good enough for him. So you don't just bypass this man because why? Because financially he's not up to your standards or what you consider your standard financially, because he's not a high six-figure dude. He's a well, I guess we would consider a high five-figure dude, or somebody high, get 60,000.
Yeah.
So the only
so you just gonna look past? Hold on, down. I got you.
I didn't know you was
finished.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hank.
Oh, no problem. I forgive you. See, that's that empathy I'm showing. You see what I'm saying? I got too much. I should have just been a reckless asshole. Said, shut the hell up, Di.
Hank, you don't want to bring that wretched side out of me. It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason.
Dang. I told we said we don't want the people. The basement don't need to see that side. They want to see the nice, sweet, innocent Di. That's right. But in that situation, I mean, that's why I said made the comment was, it's what it's all about, ladies. All about money for you. If the money is not right for you, y'all ladies not going. I mean, look, I wanted Asia up here. I invited her. I don't know if she's gonna still come or not, but she was invited too, because she sit there and said, "Well, how long we got to do this?" And it hurt me when she said that, Vid. I ain't gonna lie. And I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me apologize for cutting you off during that time, because I did kind of cut you off in that conversation. But I'm like, how long? Man, that's disrespectful. So a man who's willing to take care of a woman who may bring little to no money to the relationship, he's ready to do it for the rest of his life. To the end of his life, he's ready to take care of her, even though she brings little to no money to the relationship. He's willing to ready to do that. But if you ask a woman to do the same thing, it's like it's beneath them. Oh, I do it for about 2 weeks. Oh, I do it for about 30 days, but we need some changes going on in between time. Well, you need to get another job. I mean, what if the case situation? He may be working seasonal work. You know what I'm saying? He may be a contractor, a construction worker, where during the summer once and in the spring, he's getting all that bread. He's making all that money. But then winter months, work may be slow. He may be down for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So for 2 months, he's not bringing a check home. Are you willing to turn your back on him? Because you might have to carry that man for 100% of the bills for 2 months time period. Are you willing to throw it away because of that? That doesn't make sense to me. Because let me say this: if I married you, it was more than just about your money. It was something else about you that drawn me to you, and it wasn't your paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So, but go ahead, Di. I know you want to get it out. Go ahead, ma'am.
Um, I agree with Viz on why he saw her the way he saw her once he asked her questions. When I first was listening to her talk, to me it sounded like she was speaking on experience. A lot of women not gonna tell you when they speaking on experience, but she sounded like she's had an experience where she probably provided more. And sometimes when men, if you are providing more, you're trying to help him get to that point. If you notice he's lacking certain disciplines in his life, maybe because of his environment or what he been through, sometimes when they just feel like, sometimes some men just like, I'm the man, I don't care what you telling me, I don't care if what you saying would make me feel, not make me feel, but I don't care if what you telling me could make me more successful or have more opportunities. Sometimes some men just be, they just don't want to hear it. And that's when she first started speaking, that's when I heard. But then as Viz got down to the nitty gritty, it sounds like she's letting that pain affect how she loves moving forward. And that's the part I didn't agree with. I do feel like because I have been in situations where I was like that for a long period of time, a lot of my male friends and my mom and them had to come in and step in and say, hey, I know you have a good heart, but this one it. You know what I'm saying? You deserve more. For my daddy who are drunk to come in and tell me that, it made me realize, damn, I gotta start setting boundaries and expectations. When my friends who are married, they telling me, you with this guy and you don't, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to ask him for nothing because I want to make sure that we can get to a spot to where he's financially stable to be able to want to marry me. I don't want to ask for shit. And they like, damn it, you're hindering him. If he loves you and he cares about you, he's there because he wants to make your life easier. So you have to start asking him for things. And I'm like, but he's not where he want to be in life. So what do I look like asking him for shit? And she was like, damn it, if he loves you, you could be that motivation. And when I did start setting those boundaries for myself and start saying, hey, I need $20 for gas, or hey, I can't do this, I need you to do it, I noticed his focus change. Like he like, damn, now I need to have more money. And like I guess it made him feel like needed and it made him feel wanted. And it didn't make it like he just felt like he was a part of my life now. And I didn't understand that just asking for something and being dependent on them like that could make that change. But to be fair, she said that and I don't like taking sides. It's not a woman man thing for me. It's just what I see, right or wrong. Um, when you asked her, you said, if this man is making money and it's a decent amount of money, but it just ain't what you expect and he's trying, you ain't gonna help him out. And she instantly said, no, I support your vision. So that mean that man had a vision. She told on herself. All the stuff that you said that man had to come with, you told on yourself. Because Ben said he came with some money, not all the money. He not exactly where he want to be, but he's heading there. She said, I support your vision. I support what you want to do. I'll be there, but not with me. And it's like, hold on. Now you're going back on what you said. Because you said as long as he had a vision, some type of going somewhere, not completely broke, you was going to work with him. But then all of a sudden, when Viz put it that way, you want to backtrack on it. But to be fair, the question wasn't asked, how much is reasonable for you? Because if 40 and 50,000 is her expectation, then when Viz asks that question, she's gonna say no, because it's lower than 40 to 50,000. Her expectation could have been 25,000, which is super low per year. But if he's not making that, so I couldn't really gauge what her expectation is. Just based on how she speak, I don't think it's super high. Just based on, but I do think she's letting her pain probably take some men out the race who really want to be there, who really is motivated to be there. The men who probably will actually listen to her and take her advice. And because if you love him like that, and you have that type of insight and you love like that, 9 times out of 10, God is he would never give you more than what you could bear. You might have to be like, okay, yeah, let me put you in this environment, da 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 da. But just because it's not handed to you on a silver platter, you're gonna turn it down? No, I don't think that's right. And I feel like Viz did kind of catch her up on her using her pain to make decisions going forward versus, see, that's why I say empathy is necessary. See, me, I don't hate none of my exes. I don't want to fight them. I don't have nothing bad to say about them. You want to know why? I have empathy for why they're the way they are, and I don't take it personal because it ain't got shit to do with me. What I just need to do is make sure I set the necessary boundaries to separate myself. And when I set those boundaries, make sure I'm not setting them in a way that can make him worse, that can make him even more spiteful and hate women. No, I'm going to just distance myself respectfully.
So we got a question. Question's been thrown on the floor by one of my favorite people who loves to ask off the wall questions. Travel One. Our question is, but Hink, if a man is making $45K per year, what is he doing with it? Is he reckless? Did he buy property before he met a woman? Money mindset matters in his drive. So if the man is making 45K, and of course, look, 45K is not a lot of money, but it also depends on where you live. So in Kentucky, you can survive. But nobody just don't want to just survive. Nobody wants that, but you can survive off 45K in my state. Now, states y'all in, I don't know. Only y'all can answer that. In the state of Kentucky, you can survive off of it. So hopefully he was making certain investments with that amount of money, because you could do it as long as you don't have no kids and no other responsibilities other than himself. Yeah, he could make some nice contributions. Put a couple $100 a month into some type of high interest savings, a money market account or something like that. Get a 457 Roth, or do something like that and invest. Hopefully the company he works for, maybe they match it, maybe match up to a certain percentage. If that's the case, then he can save a little money that way. But there's certain things you got to do. Of course, your lifestyle going to have to change. That means he's not going to be eating out. He's going to be eating at home. He might not be going to Publix like what my man Viz do because his money longer. He might have to go to Save a Lot or Payless or what's that, the Pick Pack or one of them other low budget stores and go grocery shopping and get all the off-brand stuff. Go to, what is Aldi's? I think that's one of those spots.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to shop at Aldi's, man, and get stuff like that and do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? He might not even have a car. He might have to use public transportation in order to get around. If that's what he got to do, you do what you got to do in order to you get to a point where you can afford certain amenities. You know what I'm saying? Where you can afford a different lifestyle. But as a man, we normally will adjust it properly. Now, you got some who men are reckless, right? You got some guys who out there, the poor broke dudes, they look like they got it, but they ain't got shit. They ain't got a pot to piss in and window to throw it out. That's my grandfather. My grandfather used to tell me, said, "Boy, you ain't got a pot to piss in and window to throw it out." I said, "You damn right, Granddad. You right." But he might not have it, and he gonna front it. But guess what? As soon as them J's come out, I bet he get them. He'll find a way to get them. Now, please believe me, what's gonna happen? His rent gonna be late about 10 days, and he gonna be paying a penalty on it. Or he might go to one of them check cash in stores. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm starting to tell myself now. I was a victim of that for about a year.
I understand, Hank. I'm there with you. I can't even.
So he might have did that old poor broke shit and didn't invest right and do what he need to be doing. Instead, he did just the opposite of what I just gave you on my first example. But you can't make it. Now, I wouldn't recommend him just making that much money try to have a relationship, because it's gonna be struggle. That's gonna be tough, and depends on the type of woman. There's no way you can get a materialistic type woman who her love language is gifts and all that, because you can't afford to do shit. Not making just 45, trying to take care of yourself, let alone try to furnish a woman too. That's a hard ass. Now, unless this woman is just as frugal as you, it make it work. Mm-hmm. Look, my wife she's not a materialistic type woman, and that's one of the beautiful things I like about her. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have to go to the beauty salon every other week, get her hair done, eyebrows, and she definitely don't wear them eyelash and fingernails. That's just not her thing. But those are one of the qualities, some of the qualities that attract me to her because she was like that. Because I'm not a materialistic type dude. You know what I'm saying? I live way below my means. I could have more and better, but I don't care about all that shit. But some people do. Now she don't, I don't. Shit, that's a great recipe for us because it works for us. But some people, it's not like it. You know, that broke motherfucker just making 45,000 may be a materialistic dude, but he broke as hell. How you gonna maintain a materialistic lifestyle? You only make it for you. I know you in debt. You maxing all your credit cards out in order to try to live a lifestyle you can't really afford. So it depends. I mean, did y'all want to answer this question? Because we can move on. Because I think she had another question for me.
You go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, you hit it on the head.
You did.
Okay. Well, let me acknowledge this super chat. Well, one of my guys, man, I ain't seen it in a long time. Sophisticated jerk. He said, I don't want too much, brother. He said, man, I'm sending a $10 super chat just to show support. Brother, thank you. You didn't have to. You chose to. And I appreciate that blessings. Thank you, sir. Mrs. C come in. She says, quality time affection is the best love language for me. Now I got to go make love to my wife tonight. I just want to let you know. I'm gonna be on. I see that. You know, I know what that means. She wants some her husband's man meat. I'm obliged.
Come through, Mrs. Hank. Come through, Mrs. Hank.
Yeah, you gonna start getting my goddamn name right too, Di. I'm sick of this
I
shit.
have an accent, so
Damn,
sometimes
Hank.
it come off Hank. I have to really like concentrate on saying, like, for instance, I say Chicago wrong. I don't say Chicago right all the time, but I can say it right if I concentrate. I have an accent, so I know it's Hank, but because when I talk, it sounds like Hank, but it's really Hank. Hank and Hank. I'm still saying Hank, but it sounds like Hank.
I got you. Just slow down and say it.
I say it. It just don't sound how I'm saying it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you slide. But yeah, man, it's crazy. But look, Try One comes back again with some more statements. Let's see what she has to say. Women must be aware and want security. They're not uncommon. Women don't think like men. You're right. And men who are hobos, sexuals, god damn, uses women for the money. Too many stories about that. And the men run from the marriage. Men run from marriage. Well, Trayvon, let me say this. I don't use my wife for money. That wasn't the case. I presented to a lifestyle that I believe in and that I live, and that's one pot. I presented it to him. Now, if she wasn't with it, then we wouldn't be together. But guess what? She seen value in me. She seen a lot of things in me, and she said, I could roll with the one pot. I trust you. I said, say less, and let's rock out. And so we do it that way so there won't be no issues. Now, I don't believe in no rainy day fun. She got, get out of jail. We're not doing that. Everything's everything. She knows everything she needs to know about my money. Ain't no secrets. She knows all my debt. I know all hers. She gets access to every account I have. I have access to every account she has. It's just the way it is because I don't believe in that. Because when you start hiding this and that, then that's when deception can sneak in. And that's not what we want. Right? We want to keep it all the way up front. And so that's how we roll. And so she was with it. That's one of my standards that I don't move on. You know what I'm saying? Those are not adjustable. It's a necessity. It's a must. And I remember I presented to another woman. She didn't go with it. That's cool. We won't be together. Now, fuck you. But we ain't gonna never, nothing serious. Because if you're looking for something serious for me, then that's got to be a must. Mm-hmm. And if that's not what you're willing to do, then I'm not willing to be with you. So, Di, you got something to say, Di? I know I know you want to share. Go ahead. You got something on your mind, man.
I think that knowing your love language is definitely important. And Hank, that was nice seeing a whole different side to you. I'm like, whoa, I ain't seen this, Hank. I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it. But it was nice seeing that side to you. And I feel like
I'm sick of you, Di.
you speaking words right now. You
I'm
speaking
sick of
words.
you, Di. You're not gonna take these backhanded / compliment shots at me. That's exactly what you. What do you
How's
mean you
that
ain't seen this side?
backhanded, Hank?
See, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Viz. I was watching the Thursday show, and Di accused me of being a big bad wolf. She called me mean. She said Hink is mean. I don't like Hink. He's scary. He's a mean man.
That's not what I said.
I said, what the hell?
That's not what I said. That's how he took it. That's not what I said.
What'd you say to that? Don't make me pull the clip back.
When Hank first came around, because of his delivery, he did scare me, but I had to realize it had nothing to do with him. I always said it had nothing to do with him. It was me. It was all me. It was all me.
My man Trey said, marriage makes you get butt naked financially. Ain't no way. I didn't know that, Trey. Well, hold on, Di. Let us go.
Hey.
We got to address this. So you were scared of a man on the internet who I have no access to you. I can't do anything to you. If I get too scared, you can just hit the red X and get out of there. It's not like I'm going to do something to you. So my delivery scared you like that?
Yeah, because you were triggering points in me that I knew, things in me that I knew I need to fix. Every time somebody triggers me and I get upset or I feel sad or unsafe, I always look at me and be like, okay, why do I feel like this? Like, I'm always safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should be grateful for where I'm at. So I really had to like come back and take accountability for that. It really had nothing to do with you. I feel like a lot of things y'all talk about on the podcast make me like come to certain realizations. And those times y'all will see me cry. Just because I'm crying don't mean I'm offended. Sometimes I'm coming to a realization that I never knew before. I've really tried my hardest when it comes to love and relationships. So when y'all tell me things that I could be doing better, it's like, damn, like that's that grace part. I have to remember to give myself grace. Cause then I start thinking like, when I start thinking like, damn, I probably unintentionally hurt some of the men I was dealing with. I was probably contributing to the problem, but the issue I had with men back then, I feel like the older I get in my generation, men are starting to articulate their emotions more and making me gain an understanding I haven't had before. Whereas back then, they would just take my actions personal and then lash out at me, and it's like there's no fixing things or at least me having an understanding. Most of the time I just have to walk away and just be like, okay, I'm not going to get the understanding and closure that I need. So when y'all start to give it to me, sometimes I think about my past relationships like, damn, I could have did that better, or damn, I could have did that better, or I didn't understand that this would affect his confidence, his thought process, and his abilities to believe in himself like that. Like hearing y'all talk sometimes.
Let me say this real fast before I go any further. Today we lost a person who was she would come over here sometimes and she would say some wild shit when I did have her up, but then I just stopped dropping the link. Her name's Trinidad T. She was going through a lot, but she passed away today.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She was unfortunately dealing with a lot of domestic violence, right? And so, let me say this. You need a man who's going to be patient. You can't get a man who's anxious, who's irrational and irritable easily, because that's not good for you. That's not a good situation for you, because of how emotional you are and how you wear your feelings on your shoulders, on your sleeves. An irrational man wouldn't know how to handle a woman like you or handle the situation, because he will probably spaz out too. And instead of him crying, he'll flip out and just cuss and maybe even get physical. I don't know your situation right now. I don't know your status, But hopefully, if you are in a relationship with a man, hopefully he's a man who has a lot of patience. I think that'd be good for you. If you are looking for a man, make sure you find a man with patience, because once you present yourself to him and your unadulterated self, he's gonna have to have a lot of patience with you.
Yeah.
Well, you
And
helped me come to that conclusion not last week, but remember we was talking and you was like, you too emotional, damn it. And you was like, you're gonna have to stop that. And I said, no, I need to learn to accept it so I can find somebody who have the capability of dealing with me. Because by me suppressing it, I end up doing traumatic shit and
well,
acting out for trauma.
well, no, it's a thing of balance. You have to be able to find a balance in that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with being passionate about things, but being emotional, that can easily find you can easily find yourself in positions that you don't want to be in, and that's going to create uncomfortable scenarios, not only for yourself but also for the people that surround you. So I think that being overly emotional and not being able to regulate it, uh that can definitely be a an issue in any relationship, even if you do find a guy that's extremely patient. um but it's you want to accept it, but at the same time you have to learn how to create a balance. That's what I learned.
That's why I got y'all.
Yeah, but we're not always going to be there, you know what
No,
I'm saying?
no, but
So
I'm a
it's
go ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, you good. So but it's just one of those deals of uh you have to find that yourself. But yeah, just I would definitely say just finding that balance. Because I mean, if whatever you went through, you know, we all have went through things, and for some people it'll cause them to become more hardened, or for some people it may cause them to become more soft, and which is very much within your rights. But is once you get outside into the real world, you know, that's when things change. When you decide to do it with other people, that's when things change. But yeah,
I,
I think you definitely have to find somebody that's patient, and it more than likely won't look like what you've been used to, or what you may think that what you're into is. But it's yeah, you'll find it, but you have to find that balance first.
I think that's where God has me right now. It's like just even when I was little, I've always had to deal with my emotions and keep them to myself so I don't affect nobody around me type way. But I got to the point where I was just holding in so much for so long, especially with the trauma I went through. Now it kind of seemed like messy, and that's another. I think that's it's not it's hard for me personally. Like I don't care about what nobody else think. But the podcast that we're currently on, it is hard for me. Some days I'm like, do I want to go on here? They might say something to trigger me. I might start crying. I don't want people to think that just because I'm crying, I'm trying to make the other person wrong. I don't want them to judge my tears. I think about that constantly. These are the anxious thoughts that go through my head before I come to the podcast. But once I'm there and I can feel the energy and because I ain't gonna lie, when I see you there, Viz, I feel like a little bit. I feel like you were somebody. I'm like, okay, I feel safe with him because I think when we first interacted, you were careful about your delivery to me, if that makes any sense. So when I go on there, I'm able to see different types of men and accept them for who they are. I'm able to listen to different types of men and receive what they're telling me. And if I get offended, now I'm understanding, okay, what's different between him and him? Okay, this is what this contributes to my childhood trauma. So on here, I can't promise that it's gonna be fixed, but like right away, but I am working on that. And I don't want to make excuses for that. But I did have to start like accepting myself as a woman. And I have to I think I should I'm going to be the example, not going to be, but I do want I to be an example on, oh damn, she started here and she got here. How she do that? I could do it too, type shit. You know what I'm saying? And the only way people will be able to relate to me and my experience and then believe that they can get to the point where I'm about to get to is if I'm transparent. I have to show that transparency so they be like, okay, a hurt woman can look like this too, or pain can come out in this way too. Just after talking to you and Hink, I know like sometimes my accent might come out, and I know that I come off as hood, but I graduated high school at 16. I went to mostly predominantly private schools. And I grew up in the church. I just can't help how my environment has had an effect on me. So yeah, I could get hood and I could get disrespectful, but I've learned that I was never effective being that way. Ever. And the
Well,
first time I ever got offended for real was with Darwin. But me and him had a talk and I was being able to be understanding to him. But the old me would never just been sitting there crying. The reason why I was crying like that, because the old me wanted to go in on his ass and be ignorant. And who the fuck is you talking to? I'll check your ass. I'll do that to your ass. I'll send somebody else. Like I just wanted to get ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
because my thoughts was filled with ignorance, just stayed silent. And then
yeah,
that's when I realized, damn, I'm not mad at him. I'm hurt. But when I spoke to Darwin, understanding how who he is, how he goes about things, and how I'm like, he didn't mean to hurt me. He had no intentions to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But because that's something I haven't, obviously now I'm realizing like that's a sensitive topic. When it comes to that topic, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. I thought I can endure that, but because where I'm at emotionally, I can't. And when I said that to him and we were speaking, he was like, yeah, and I didn't even mean to come off that way, but I just thought it was like another situation. And the more we talked, like we had to keep talking, keep talking. And then he was like, okay, I apologize. Like, and that's one thing I loved about Darwin. He just went from the up an apology just because my feelings was hurt. I had to have that conversation with him. He had to get in my brain and I had to get in his. He didn't just immediately, you feel me? And I felt like
yeah,
in most situations I would run because I know I'm emotional. And I'm like, I'm not gonna let you hurt me. Let me just run. But these podcasts make me like sit in it and be like, okay, you know they're emotionally intelligent. Just give them a chance. Explain yourself. Be transparent with them. Let them know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And then just go from there. And when I did that, me and Darwin had came to. He was like, "So what about other topics? Other topics go in. You won't ever hear me coming up about like, oh, why did you say that my feelings hurt? My feelings hurt. My feelings just goddamn hurt." Because
yeah,
if obviously it was some truth in what you said, if my feelings hurt, because if it wasn't no truth in what you said, my feelings ain't gonna be hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I do use this as these spaces, and that's why I thank y'all, because I've been trying to find this in my community, but it is hard for some men to articulate themselves, even the real successful ones that ended up making it, because they had to like stop the emotional shit to get to where they are today, and now they getting into it. So y'all be a breath of fresh air for me. Truth be told, y'all be like, okay, I know I'm gonna be held accountable on here, but I also try to like show y'all how it can look when a woman is like just hurt. Sometimes she could share certain traits of a toxic person, you know?
yeah. No,
Well,
we
shout out to Vegas for being a safe place for Di
You
to
a safe
go
place now
and get
too, Hank.
somewhere. No, that ain't
You
what you
like
said earlier.
you
You called me scary. You said I was scary and I
but
was
who fault was that,
mean.
Hank? Who fault was that? I didn't say you were. I said that was my view on you and I was wrong. That was my fault.
hey,
I was
Hank,
triggered. I was wrong.
you mentioned the dark side. This the shadow realm over here.
Is that
I don't see it. I don't.
I kept talking about the dark side. Now she's
Cause
all over
what
here.
Sut
She's
says
in the
by me
shadow
being
right
on the
now.
dark side, y'all gonna be like, damn, how I get this bright over here? Yeah, it's okay for me to come to the dark side. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to have the effect I need to have. I will follow
Let me,
y'all.
let me,
I will follow your
let me
lead.
read. Right on. Let me read this super chat. Shout out to Big Ed 11 for the $10 super chat. He said, I look up to Hank. He found a good one. A woman that could love the bird fans and play with his toys. Big Ed 11, you ain't shit. I just want to
hey,
say that
hey,
personally. You
wait,
ain't shit.
hey, what kind of toys you be playing with, man?
For real, I want to know.
I don't play with no goddamn toys. He's an asshole. Shout out to Big Ed 11, man. I thank you. Now, let me say this. Thank you for your service. I appreciate what you've done, the sacrifices you made for this country. But not only that, thank you for the $10 contribution to the super chat. You didn't have to. You chose to, and I appreciate that blessing. Thank you, sir. Big Ed 11, you ain't shit. But and look at her. She always got some silly, crazy shit. Pink is prickly, kind of prickly. Well, I can't be. I can't look at that. Let me be vulnerable. I could be an asshole. I can admit that. I got some asshole qualities to me. But that helped me get as far along as I did right now. I wouldn't be here right now if I wouldn't have no prickly asshole qualities.
Yes, sir.
That's why I just
I don't
had
think
to
God would
accept
be here
it.
right now if I was a pushover dude. She called me the big bad wolf, said I was a bully, said my delivery was terrible and mean to her. Hold on. Excuse me. And for the record, I don't play no goddamn toys here. Don't you start that bullshit. But what he's talking about, like my wife said, I have action figures, I have Funko Pops. Speaking of Funko Pops,
what type of action figures? Look, hey, I got a Marvel poster on my back. Big old Marvel poster with every single hero and villain.
Hey. He be in the crib like, get back over here.
No, them action figures can't nobody touch them. Can't nobody touch them.
You know the funny thing about it, he used to give my son some wrestlers. And he would always take the wrestler, set them up like they football. And he have a line, and then he had the quarterback, and I said, dude, what are you doing? He said, Daddy, I'm practicing. I'm practicing the plays I got to learn for practice. I said, all right, buddy. How you doing with my wrestlers? I said, all right, that's what it takes. So be it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that was smart. Yeah, that was real smart. Yeah. I'm going to tell my nephew to do that.
Speaking of my Funko action figure, let me go on and present my action figure, my album of the week real fast. It ain't going to be taking long. So my action figure and Funko Pop of the week is Destro. Disco Destro, that's what I call it, but it's called Director Destro. Is my action figure and my Funko Pop, as well as the regular Destro. And my album of the week is Rob Base and DJ Easy Rock. It Takes Two. Classic album. Still can hear it to this day. It Takes Two. Now I see you was jamming a little bit. You a fan of Rob Base?
I don't know nobody's names. I don't know nobody's names. I didn't even know
so did you hear the
was
song?
a t-shirt in my panties on. But the song, I love that song.
There you go.
Make a thing go right.
When were you born, Di?
1991.
Oh, okay.
33. I'm a August 1991.
August what?
That's about that time. 17. That's about that time that came out. that
t-shirt.
Rob Base.
I only know it because you know Romeo mixed it.
Yeah, it came out in the 90s. Early 90s. You said what? Lil Romeo.
I love 90s
what song
music.
You singing, Di?
I was born in a wrong era. I want to rock right now. I will, and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone. That's all I know.
Well, that's Rob Base. Di, that's what was just playing.
Yeah,
I know that one, but that's it. That's probably the only song I know.
Yeah, no, that's a staple in club music out here in Chicago. Well, out in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like when everybody first get into the club, to the party or whatever, the DJ is gonna play that at least one time.
For real, get you in the mood. I'm the type of person, like, I think people, when they see me, because of the fan base that's attracted to me, I can't help they're attracted to me. I feel like that's why my dating, like, because I want to do Comic-Con. I'm the one that's in the club when it's time to dance. I'm the one fist pumping, kind of off beat, you know, like, Yeah, but when a rap song come on, it confused people because now I know everything word for word, and now I'm kind of like in my masculine energy. So I just been trying to like, when it comes to the dating scene, like gauge myself, be careful how much I give out, how much I put out, how much I talk about. Y'all know I'm a talker. I'm like, dang, this is hard day. I don't want to sit here. Now I feel like I gotta police my whole goddamn personality because who I am as a woman is irritating to men. I don't got time for that shit. Damn.
Nah, you need to leave them goddamn street dudes alone. That's what you need to be doing. Leave them street dudes alone. They ain't worth
I learned my
2 dead
lesson.
flies.
I learned my lesson. But now I talk too much for the educated dudes. They like, damn, you ever shut the fuck up? And y'all know it's true. When I was in school, I used to get in trouble for
I
talking.
feel the
Go to
pain.
my friend's house. They know I'm be talking about me. Why is you telling your mama business? Stop talking. That's who I am. I'm a talker. That's why I'm like, when y'all invite me to the pod show, oh, y'all done messed up. I've been looking for people to talk to. Y'all done messed up.
God damn.
Y'all done messed
Because
up.
I guess I done messed up.
Yep. And then now, and you, especially you, Hank, because you done made yourself a safe space and shit. So now I'm really gonna talk to you too. You like
Safe space. Well, I guess it's better than my other title you gave me as the Big Bad Wolf. I'm glad I'm in the safe place now.
yeah,
God,
like that.
damn. I ain't gonna get over that. You called me scary. What the hell? I never
I
did
be
nothing
need
to
some
that.
of them men energy in my life because the women, they be sugarcoating shit. But they get mad at me because I don't. And I'm like, I don't sugarcoat shit for y'all because I don't want y'all to do it for me, but they still sugarcoat it. So when I get y'all opinion, I'm like, damn, they finally telling me how it is. Like, this is what I've been needing to hear. Thank you. Thank you. Just say it blunt. I need it blunt. Now, you could, the tone and shit, that might scare me. I might be like, damn, he hate me. He think I'm a bad person. But then I gotta check myself. Did he say that? Nah, he didn't say that. Okay, bitch, that's you. You gotta fix that, bitch.
Oh, no. This where you going to?
You said who?
Oh,
Okay.
But no, we moving closer to the city, to the main city.
Where?
Okay.
In Dallas still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
So you
thinking
moving
about
close
going to
toward
Georgia.
Fort Worth or the Dallas area?
Like right in the middle of Fort Worth and Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now I'm like an hour and some change from Dallas. So I fly out a lot, for work. And that hour drive to the airport, got to get up at 3 to catch a 5-6 o'clock flight. That should be kicking my ass, man.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It makes sense. Like she lived that way in the Fort Worth in the Dallas area before I moved to here. But yeah, she was probably about 40 minutes from the airport. So probably not too far from where you probably currently living at now.
Yeah.
You live
But
in
yeah,
Texas?
I like. No.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
So let me say this, and I hate to even admit it though. I did like Dallas when I was out there. It was nice. It was nice. Now I'm saying that she's gonna try to get me to move there now. I probably need to stop saying this shit. She tried a little bit. She tried to get her best to get me back in that Dallas area. I ain't going back there. I mean, look, I like to visit. Let me say that. It was a good visit. I had a good time while I was out there. Look at this bullshit. Look at this shit.
Look, she done already said it.
I ain't going back. No, look, I'm admit it's nice. I did like it. I like the entertainment side of it. There was always something to do. You know what I'm saying? Plenty. No matter even younger people, early 20s, they always had something to do. People my age group, they always had something to do. Always something going on out there. Always had good concerts, good shows. A lot of good stuff going out there. And as far as the job opportunities, plenty of good job opportunities out that way too. So I do like Dallas. You know, now when I move there, I don't know. It might take a lot of convincing. I could see myself maybe getting a condo out there, you know what I'm saying, and then just live out my days.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm sure she like that too.
I'm definitely motivated by the weather. That was the biggest reason for us moving out here. You know, the weather today it was 80. You know what I'm saying? You know, in Chicago I'm sure it's probably, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to be outside with my shirt off in the back doing some work type shit.
So
Compared to Chicago,
so jealous.
Hey, Chicago, you got to be bundled up. You know what I'm saying? So that was really the biggest reason why we moved out here. But it's I would say that is the complete opposite of Chicago though. So that was definitely a culture shock for me under that act. Even just to something that's not a huge issue because I'm not a big drinker. But when if it's the weekend, you know, just got done working late, ran low on some Douce or some scotch or something, I want to go out to the liquor store. You can't because everything is closed at 9.
That
You know what
ain't
I'm saying? So it's like it's the inconvenience of that, you know, occasionally. Again, I ain't a big drinker, so it ain't that big of an issue. But just having to go out and go to the liquor store before 9 o'clock as a grown ass man to buy some liquors, you know, that
so
shit
do
is
everything close down in there, or just the liquor store closed down in there?
Well, it's just the liquor store, but downtown Dallas does shut down at like around 9-10. That shuts down early, you know, compared to Chicago. You know, shit shutting down at 2. You know, sometimes 3, depending on where you at.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, you talking about the business district of Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that not the nightlife side of Dallas doesn't shut down at 9 o'clock because
okay. I ain't get to that. I ain't get to that part then.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we first moved out here, we had stayed maybe like 15 minutes from downtown Dallas, and one of the gyms that I was going to, they shut down. They closed at like 9 on the weekends, and then like 6 on Sunday. So in that whole area, by the time it hit 10 o'clock, you know, wasn't no traffic, wasn't nobody outside. Really, it was just a damn near ghost town. Compared to in Chicago, you downtown anywhere is traffic all day, all night. So, and that's why I had stayed. I was staying downtown Chicago for like 4 years, so I got used to being able to walk outside and it just be people out, or you know, hella street lights or whatever the case may be.
Just doing stuff when you want to, because that's the only thing I hate about other cities. But I think I might have I've been analyzing this and just with my therapist, I think I might have seasonal depression. So to get to where I need to be, I think I might need to move to a warmer state, because my brain don't feel depressed, but my body just goes into this.
No, that is a thing.
Like you can't, like all you want to do is sleep. So I'm like, maybe I move to Georgia. I want to move to a place that streaming is popular, that have a lot of people that's, you know, into that, because that's what I'm kind of focused on right now, like building that brand. But I do want to be in a warm spot, because this 40 degrees, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to do. But then I also don't like. The only reason why I didn't think about Georgia was because I heard in Georgia it's like you have to drive like a long distance to get to certain places, whereas in out here, you can have the beauty supply store, the grocery store, the liquor store, the church. Everything is like right there, like right there. So it's like that's the only other thing. Oh, and the food. How's the food down there? Because I already know. Don't nobody food mess with ours. Yeah, I already know.
The food in Texas is trash. I thought for sure, Pink. I thought for sure. I'm not a taco guy, but I'm thinking, man, we close to the border. I know for sure I'm gonna get a fire ass taco. I'm gonna get me some fire ass birria tacos. No, not at all. These tacos mediocre as hell.
Hold on now, Viv. They got some good barbecue down there in Texas.
Well, no,
I give
barbecue is different.
Okay.
But the food in general, you can't eat barbecue every day.
So the
Well, that's true.
barbecue good
That's true.
though. The barbecue, I love me some barbecue though, because you know up here we only get summer, so we don't get to eat it as often. Like you could go to a barbecue spot, but it's just to me barbecue tastes better when it's cooked in your backyard.
But
For
shit,
sure.
speaking of that, I'm firing that grill up tomorrow. I'm putting some ribs on the grill.
Cause y'all
That's
can
how
do that,
Thanksgiving
right?
Day that.
Look,
Got a
Biz could do
slab
the
of
same
baby.
thing if he wanted to.
Oh
You
shit!
said what?
I was barbecuing in the winter when I was in Chicago.
Mm.
Yeah,
No,
So you
it's
like
just
the
not. You know, I
barbecue?
don't believe in those seasonal. I don't believe in those seasonal food. I don't believe in that shit.
yeah.
That's true. That's true.
My wife said, "V has tried the Mediterranean restaurants in Dallas area.
Okay.
Are you in the Mediterranean food down? I mean, Viz?
I'll do like the Greek joints here and now. You know, the chicken bowls, gyros, shit like that. Yeah. Lamb.
Oh, I love gyros. Oh, I love me some gyros.
So do
Chicken on the
you like
pita.
seafood? So I can say Papados is
I
pretty nice
love
out there too.
seafood. I don't know. Is they
So
seafood season? Like angry
Yeah,
crab? You
Angry
angry
been to
crab.
Crab. Is
angry
that a
crab?
restaurant?
No, this ain't Papados ain't nowhere near Angry Crab. Papados is a
Damn.
more like it's a more upscale
Like
restaurant
Cajun
compared.
boil. It's more like Cajun boil.
Hell no, no.
Not even
Uh
Cajun boil. So
Papados
red lobster.
Papados would be
God
definitely,
damn, that's an insult.
yeah, Papados is a level up from Red Lobster for sure. I
Okay.
would say like two tiers up. Papados would be like a 4-star restaurant.
Gotcha. But the seasoning ain't like Cajun boil and angry crab. And because if you see the bags they give us with all the seasoning and the juice and the
No, it ain't no nigga
oh
shit.
my
No,
gosh.
Papados ain't no nigga shit.
God dang. And that's
No,
another
no.
thing. Like people be like, you
That
put that down like
was some good
California.
shit.
Yeah,
I,
that's a big. No, both spots that she talked about is definitely a
so
spot where
Seafood
you'll walk
Junction.
in and it's all colors in that motherfucker.
What about Seafood Junction? Like Papados is probably more like Seafood Junction.
No, you naming all like 3-star restaurants. This Papados is like a 4-star restaurant.
I feel like you say a 4-star in real life because I feel like the high-star restaurants, they food be nasty, straight nasty, like no seasoning,
No,
don't know how to cook it right.
you haven't been to no good. You haven't been to a good one then.
Yeah, probably not. I be scared. I don't be want to waste people money.
I would say go to a nice upscale restaurant, seafood restaurant would be like Ocean Prime.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. I haven't been there.
Yeah, Ocean Prime is a 5-star restaurant. If you
But do
ever
they
go,
seafood taste good?
I'm trying to tell you,
Okay. Let me write that down because I love me some seafood for real.
go
I love me some
go to
seafood.
Ocean Prime and get the sea bass. It's gonna run you like $70.
Oh, that's not bad for seafood. That's not too bad.
No, just for the sea bass.
Oh wait, bass is a fish.
Yeah,
No,
just
I
for
don't
the
like
fish.
fish like that. I go for
Yeah,
mussels,
this
crab
not
legs.
no, they don't sell shit like that. You gotta go to if you want like a upscale crab legs, you gotta go to like
Mussels. I need my mussels.
it's I forgot the name of it, but it is one spot that's on Hubbard Street. It's a seafood spot.
You say on Hubbard?
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, they don't do that big bag full of butter and they don't do that shit in no 4-5-star restaurants. That's some nigga shit.
I be seeing a lot of white people in there. It be a lot of white people in Asian crab. Why you trying to go there? And
See, that won't say
the
hood
be
shit.
having all the black people in Seafood Junction, and that's because they accept link.
That's some nigga shit, man.
Whatever.
Hey,
maybe when I start eating so much salt,
Biz,
I can go.
my wife said, good Mediterranean restaurants, Dallas area. Chef Kicker, Zelda, Prince Labisi Grill.
Lebanese.
I don't know. I guess those are some of the Mediterranean restaurants in the Dallas area. If you like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I just looked it up.
So how y'all feel having me on the show? Was I disturbing? Was I a headache? Did I give you the transparency y'all was looking for?
How about disturbing? God.
Did I give you the transparency you was looking for? Because I was really trying to just be like transparent. But y'all taught me, and other guys tell me too. They be like, damn, sometimes you just don't want to say that, right? Some things you just don't want to say. But I tried to be transparent enough to where you can like get.
No, you gotta learn when to pick your battles. That's one of the biggest things that you gotta accept, especially on panels like this, because some people are on here just to make people look bad or try to get the one up on them or embarrass them or whatever the case may be. So a wise man once said, pick your battles. So you got to know which ones to jump in and which ones to walk away from.
I'm learning, definitely.
That is funny. I enjoy her and Viz on tonight's show and on Lapeef.
See, look, you can be look, my auntie, she already bringing me in. She done already adopted me. Like, yeah, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Okay, auntie.
Wait till I show her that video. Wait till I show her that. See how she feels about you after I show that video with you talking bad about me, though, Di. What you gonna think about that?
She gonna be like, Hink, that's how you took it. That's not what she said. That's what she gonna say.
Oh, shit.
What she gonna say? She gonna be like, you could be a little prickly. she gonna be like, you was being prickly right there. She gonna call you out on it. She gonna be like, yep, you was being prickly.
Oh man, hey, look, before I go, I know Viz gotta go, and I wasn't planning on going on like that. I can't even get the shit out. I wasn't planning on going because I'm tired and I got to get up early and fry that goddamn grill. Yes. But before I go, man, I wanted to do something that I like to do every time about this time of season. Every year I like to get an angel tree. And for those who do not know what the angel tree is, it's a thing that the Salvation Army does that they give the kids less fortunate, and you're allowed to go pull one of these tags. They look like this, and you're allowed to they have a kid's name on there, and then you'll get them the stuff that they ask for on the angel tree. And they usually start around late November, early December. So every year I do that, man, just to try to give back. And the reason why I do that is because I was one of them kids who was less fortunate. When my parents got divorced when I was 10 years old, we wasn't getting gifts like that no more. You know what I'm saying? The gifts we got was from the Goodwill and the DAV, toys that was already open. I'm trying to figure out, why are my toys already open? Why ain't I getting toys like that ain't open like it used to? Well, the income changed because now we went from a two-parent household to a single-person household. And so the money wasn't flowing in like it was. So I remember my mom signed us up for the angel tree. And, they would, we would have a cardboard box be left on our porch. I never knew what was in it because I never seen it because, she didn't want to open it up. It was for her. So we just pulled the box in and put it in her room if it was a her. And then, come Christmas time, we we was blessed with a few gifts and a couple outfits, man. So I do this every year because I want to give back, because I know how it was for me when I didn't have it, you know. So I want to make sure I continue to bless somebody else with. So I do it every year, man. I just want to challenge you guys. If y'all have the opportunity to contribute or help in some type of way by going to your local Salvation Army and doing it, man, I encourage you to do it. If you see the people out there with that red button, with the bell in the hand shaking, drop a few coins in there. You know, say if it's in your heart and it's in your pockets to do it, I challenge everybody to do it if you can. But if you can't, hey man, that's all right.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure they appreciate it. Just give them a blessing by blessing and praying for the people. That's all you can ask for, right on. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to, I said every time I get an opportunity on the show to share that, I'm gonna definitely make sure to challenge somebody else, especially fellow content creators, to do such. So with that being said, guys, Viz, I appreciate you being Sister Di. I appreciate you being. You didn't talk too much. You gave me and Viz a little bit of opportunity to say a word or two, and I appreciate you being here, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being here, and I want to wish you two lovely people a happy Thanksgiving, and everybody out there. I want to wish y'all a happy Turkey Day, happy Thanksgiving, man. Y'all be safe out here. Y'all do the right thing, man, and enjoy family. Take advantage of it. Hug your kids if you got kids. You know what I'm saying? Hug your family, you know what I'm saying? And make sure you show a level of appreciation and give thanks to them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, you wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. So that being said, I'm going to shut it down. We'll see you on the next one. Right on?
Bye, y'all.
All right now.